Hello, 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 Jim. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good. Where are you? What studio are you in today?
I'm in my custom car studio. Um,
Ah,
yeah, it's. I mean, it looks like a car. It's not. It's in my real studio.
it's a
No, I'm
green.
coming
It's a
back from
green
the
screen.
airport. It's a green screen. That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm
There's,
coming back from the airport. Yeah,
where have you been?
Phoenix. Had a bunch of shows in Phoenix.
Cool. I must admit, I'm just watching you. Before we were watching you, that is a fantastic kind of street demonstration there. On so if you go on Jim Kellner's Instagram, it is absolutely awesome. You've got all sorts of noise going on in the background and doing a really great demonstration of hypnosis there. So, yeah. Not that I'm stalking you, Jim.
Yeah, no, please do.
Yeah,
I need somebody to.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you. That was challenging. It was funny because I was even having trouble because of all the sounds. I was having trouble trying to figure out what comes next.
yeah.
But she was totally focused.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've not seen it, there is someone banging cymbals, honking horns. It's like if,
Yeah.
it was like someone was deliberately kind of going, "I know what we'll do. We're going to make this a challenge for Jim." And so there's some craziness going off. But yeah, brilliant demonstration of it as well. So, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a good week this week for hypnosis. There's been some stuff
Yes.
released.
Yeah. A lot of schedules came out this week.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw
It's exciting.
the Michigan conference. Their schedules just come out as well. Um,
Oh, did they get the new the regular schedule or just the pre post
just the
pre
pre-post,
con?
I think.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll push that when it
Gotcha.
comes out proper.
Okay.
But we have
Yeah.
got Hypno Thoughts. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Let's just bring this up here. It's quite exciting. I love that graphic there. It's a beautiful looking graphic. And do you know what I really like about it?
Hmm.
There's some really nice, interesting pre-conference workshops there.
Really are
There
some really
is
interesting
some
ones.
lovely ones. Those little green blocks there. Jim Kellner, Grant Saunders. Never
Ah,
heard of them.
never heard of them.
Never heard of them. But no, there's some great talks, some great workshops there as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the good things about these conferences. It's a place where you can go, do you know what? I've wanted to learn from that person for a while. I've wanted to learn from that person for a while. They're all going to be there in the same place. It's your chance to kind of get that CPD ticked off your list straight away. So yeah, that is brilliant.
Yeah, I saw Anthony Jacquin's there too, doing a 2 day.
Yeah,
People have read his book, The Aero Technique. So I mean, what a great opportunity. Um, it's great too. Like when you go to conferences, you sit in an hour class or a 2 hour class. It's really just a teaser,
yeah, yeah.
for a lot of the topics. Like Anthony, he can't teach his whole everything he knows, right? In
No,
a
no,
in 1 hour. So yeah, it's nice to have those kind of workshops. And of course, we certainly can't teach all of ours in one
no.
1 hour.
I always find, I think the first time I did a training a couple of years ago, I'm like, one day. And in my mind, I'm
Yeah.
like, how am I going to fill a full day doing it?
Oh yeah, I
And then
know.
at the end of the day, you're like, there's so much I have not delivered today.
Yeah.
So then the next time I've done
Yeah.
one, it was a 2 day weekend thing. And at the end of that,
Yeah.
you're still like, there is still so much more to this. So yeah,
Right.
it
Yeah.
is. It's one of those. And there's so much business, marketing, techniques, confidence, mindset, all of it just is going to
Right.
be thrown in there. So we're gonna give them something special in Vegas.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
Another conference I'm really looking forward to is the Heartland one. Their early bird
Yeah.
registration finishes on the 21st, I believe, of January. That's. I mean, William is a great host. And
Really
for
is.
me, it's great, especially for us stage hypnotists. He always kind of looks
Yeah.
after us as well. There's always, a show. I say local-ish
Yeah.
to the conference. I think
Local-ish. Right.
local-ish. I think the last time I was there, is it a 3 hour drive? Might have been a 4 hour drive. It was a drive, but
Right. Yeah.
it was special because to come back to the conference center, the hypnotherapist and all the others had stayed up all night to welcome all the stage hypnotists coming back off the road, which for me, that was just an absolute moment that I think will stay with me
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Even my cat doesn't wait
Yeah.
for me at home for me to come back from a gig. So, do you know what I mean? To have everybody else waiting there, that was really cool.
As you know, and I talked to William this week, and he's got pre and post ready. He's not posted yet, but some exciting news there. But yeah, like he says, you know, I mean, it really is. It's one of it's one of the conferences, the in-person ones that stage hypnotists can go to
Yeah.
because they can go and get gigs because William will give you a show or two if you show up. So pays for your trip, which is nice. Well, probably not your trip, but for us in the US.
Well, do you know what? It all helps. That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? I'll turn up and wash your car if it's gonna if you pay for a burger on the plane. I'll do you know what I mean?
Right.
Anything for $5. That's my next talk at a workshop. Grants anything for $5 a workshop.
Excellent
So,
choice.
yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, have you been whereabouts have you been gigging?
I've been down in Phoenix, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to turn the light on my car, but it's not seeming to work.
Oh, it does look like you've got it looks like you've got a hat or hair on.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah. Yeah, I was telling Grant, so the reason I'm in my car is because I was flying back from Phoenix today and we got delayed. So I've been down there doing some shows, and you know, you were just talking about that video where in the video I make the girl forget her name.
Yeah.
Guys, that literally got me a gig because I'm working with somebody saw that and said, hey, I bet he can help me to forget these issues that I'm having. And what do you know? So people kind of they dismiss street hypnosis type stuff, but it helps. It keeps the word out there, and you never know what you're going to book from it.
It's so good to. I mean, here's the thing as well. What we do is, I mean, I don't just mean me and you. We as the hypnosis community, we do these great things, these awesome things that people watching it are in awe of. People have to put this stuff on their phone. They have to upload it to TikTok, Instagram Reels. They have to put it out there. Most content creators are desperate to try and find content. We have all the content in the world, but for some reason, hypnotists don't like posting it out there. I was at a seminar on Monday evening, and the other speaker that I was on with, who I think is a fantastic coach, has pulled me to the side afterwards and gone, I'm going to start doing what you're doing, actually, Grant. He says, you've got it boxed off. I'm like, how do you mean? He went, you just post all the time. He says, and wherever you are, you're seeing your stuff. And I'm like, well, you've got to do it. I mean, it doesn't cost us anything apart from a bit of time. But to have a great demonstration like that, street hypnosis, in that environment, it makes people go, brilliant. And like you said, you're getting bookings from it. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw you. In fact, I saw a post that a clip that you posted today.
Yeah.
From your conference, from your seminar. Yeah.
What's great about that is, and I planned it in mind to make sure that during my talk at that seminar, there would be at least 2 or 3 good sound bites that I can pull out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so literally, you know, people paid for tickets to attend the event. Plus, I've got some fantastic testimonials from people that were at the event, plus some video clips of those same people, plus some great clips that's perfect for exactly like what I've put out for that. So in one event, I've got paid ones for it, and then that's created my marketing for the next 6 or 7 weeks until the next event that I put on again, similar type thing, and that's going to help sell the tickets for that, rather than just repurposing and recreating it. But anyway, let's not give too much of the goodies away.
Right. You gotta take his class.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pay for Facebook ads. That's the way forward. In going for the research, I found this. It's an interesting article. You've got to put your email address in, obviously, because they just want to spam you with stuff. And literally within 2 minutes of me putting my email address on, they started spamming me with stuff. But it's 101 statistics about hypnotherapy. So again, exactly, really, really interesting pieces of information. Past, present, future of hypnosis, weight loss and addictions, pain and stress, behavioral issues, demographics and health issues. And there's stats in all of those different categories. Approximately 10% of adults are considered difficult or impossible to hypnotize. Between 10 and 15 people are very responsive to hypnosis. loads of stuff about weight loss, a review of 6 studies published in the September 2005 issue of the International Journal of Obesity found convincing documentation of hypnotherapy's ability to aid weight loss. Other small studies show the participants who undergo hypnotherapy can lose as much as 12 to 15 pounds. So some really great stats to help you sell your services to hypnotherapy clients in all sorts of different categories as well. Drug addiction, smoking, some great stuff in there. Hypnosis shows a 70% success rate for drug addiction. And again, these are all studies done by proper folks.
Proper folks,
yeah. So that, really interesting article that I found. Yeah,
very cool.
Yes, we have a stage hypnosis, a performing hypnosis webinar coming up.
We do, and I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. I think we've been doing this for a little while. We know how these things work. Conferences, but as somebody who applied for the performing hypnosis or wanted to apply, wasn't sure how these things work. How does it work to become a presenter? What happens if you are a presenter? So I thought we could spend a couple minutes on that. I will say that we have a pretty amazing keynote speaker. We actually got the confirmation finally.
Brilliant.
If you'd like to announce it, Grant, the keynote speaker is
Tom Silver.
Tom Silver. He said he's thrilled to do it.
Awesome.
Good Lord, this guy's, just a legend, huge legend.
Yeah. And it's going to be great. And it's the response of people coming back, everyone's really positive about it.
Oh, yeah.
And again, it's about that kind of sharing of knowledge to raise the whole industry up. But like you said, it's a lot of people don't initially see the benefits of themselves applying to be a speaker. But the reality is, well, one, like we've just mentioned there about, it gives you assets that you can use to help promote your services. Yeah. It helps raise your authority. It gives you reps. It gives you a chance to sit down, plan what you're going to say, structure a talk, put that forward, and put your thoughts and opinions out to be reviewed by your peers in a non-judgy type of way, if you know what I mean. And that is invaluable because when we share ideas like that, we shine light onto the darkness, the shadows of our profession, and we kind of go, oh, this is a challenge I see the industry is having. Here's a solution that I found for that challenge, and here's my experience, and you put it out there. And then other people can jump on that and go, I've had a similar experience, and this is my... So it's all about kind of, sharing and elevating. And you get to be... you get to get that practice of presenting. It puts you forward for more things that you can do. And so, it's a win-win-win in every type of scenario, especially in this industry that we're in. We're in the talking profession. We're standing on stage, we're making people do silly things. But also it's important for us to stand on stage and do as much good work as we can.
Absolutely, 100%. Really, like you said, and we've had so many just really big names in the performing hypnosis community say, yes, I'm so excited. I want to do this. I just sat down, had lunch with Paul Ramsey. He's like, this is such a great idea. Glad you guys are doing it.
Great photo of you guys together as well. Two of my favorite people in hypnosis there.
Really?
Yeah.
What a great guy. What a great guy to sit down with.
Yeah. Such a good energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So for those of you who don't know, for most conferences that I know of, you don't get paid to speak.
No.
As a presenter, if you're just a regular presenter. Sometimes you'll need to pay a deposit, and they just want to make sure you're going to show up and you cover kind of the inconvenience. Don't. I always tell people too, you can pitch an idea that you haven't, that you know something. Like I'll tell you, so I pitched to HypnoThoughts, back a couple months ago, working with analytical clients. I don't have that class prepared yet, but I have all the knowledge.
Yeah. So
you don't have to have like your thing ready. Pitch it. If it gets picked up, then you can write the class. So that's a couple of things there.
It's a great way of figuring that out as well. You can put forward a topic for presentation and find out whether people want to hear it or not. I mean, that's ultimately, that's
Absolutely.
it. You've got, and I think that's why a lot of stage guys shy away from this stuff, because it's like, will you please accept this? And there's that fear of rejection. But the reality is most stage guys have got some, experience that is worth sharing. And even though we're all doing the same things, we all come in from very different points of view. So yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
So, so if I always say, yes, definitely do present.
Yeah.
If you go to most conferences, if you hear about a conference, a hypnosis conference, any conference really, because here's the other thing too, is like you can actually be the only hypnotist at a conference. If you go to speak at a different conference, right? Maybe that's even better choice, really professionally. But you go to their website, and most of them will have a place where it says speakers, and so they'll put that up 6 months, 8 months before the event, and apply. And like Grant said, it raises your prestige, your credibility among your peers, but also with clients, because you're going to post pictures of that on your website, your social media. People want to go to pros. They want to go to experts.
You get to ride their wave of marketing. Most of these event organizers, and especially true what you just said then, again, giving away gold dust of secrets there. Speaking at conferences that aren't hypnosis conferences is such a great way of getting your name out there as well. I'm involved in an events company here in the UK, and we put on big events, and we're crying out for workshops, speakers, not so much hypnosis speakers. That box is ticked.
Oh, pick me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't send me an email saying don't book that grandson, just book me. But yeah, they're crying out for exactly the same as like online. These conference organizers are desperate for content. They're desperate for speakers. And so it's good. And if you're new to speaking, maybe speaking at a hypnosis conference, a local or a smaller one, is a great way of you getting that practice and building your confidence to then go speak at a bigger, maybe a business or mindset orientated conference.
Absolutely. And here's a crazy thing too. You're going to think you don't have anything to offer, but I remember at the Michigan conference last year, I'm doing my talk, and I'm showing stuff, and people that have been doing this stuff for a long time are nodding their heads. They're going, "Oh, wow, that's a great point." Things like that. So you can make a difference, guys. You really can.
And it's not that. It's when you go with an open mind as well, you learn from the other speakers. And even if it's just a sentence, a language pattern that they say, and you go, "Oh, I like that one." That can then become part of something else that you're doing. It can fit another piece in the jigsaw for other projects that you're doing as well. So it's always great to put yourself out there. When you're doing the same thing as a solopreneur on the road, not working with other professionals, you can get blinded by being in your own lane. Sometimes it's good to put yourself out there in the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. So funny story. You've got a funny story for us?
I do. It's a funny story now. That's how the tragedy is. It's tragic in the moment, and then it becomes funny. That's one of the great things about when you start doing comedy. You have no bad experiences. You just have joke writing opportunities.
Yes.
And funny stories. So, So the two main concerns us stage hypnotists have is, are we going to have enough people in the audience? Because we need a good sized audience. Well, most performers do, but especially us, because we're asking someone to come up and volunteer.
Yeah.
And the other thing is we need people that will get volunteered, or to get that will volunteer, and then also that will get hypnotized. And when you first start out, that's the big worry. Like, what if they don't get hypnotized? And so I've been doing shows for a couple of years. I was doing the local comedy clubs, doing some bars and things like that. And I go out to this place. It's way out in the middle of nowhere to do a show. And the comedy club actually booked me. It was through them. They booked me for it. And I show up, and it's this big, beautiful place. It's like an old auditorium, big, beautiful stage. I'm like, oh, this is going to look great on my demo reel. I'm going to get some great stuff here. We go in, we talk to the guy. Me and my DJ, I had a DJ at the time. It was about 10 years ago. And the guy goes, last year we filled this place up. He goes, I'm a little bit concerned though. And I said, uh-oh, because we have another big event going on this weekend in town. And I don't remember what it was. I have a rodeo or something. Who knows? And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, everybody went to the other event that night. And so we right up front on the left, I can still see their faces. There was a group of 5 older folks, and I mean older folks, and half of them were scowling. I don't know if they were scowling or they seemed completely disinterested, arms crossed. And then there were 2 regular people, and this is in an auditorium that held about 100. There was 100 chairs set up, so there's like 7 people in the audience,
Nice.
which is rough. Yeah. And then my openers, I had 2 openers. There was an MC and a feature act, and they both went up, and they're usually very funny, but most of their jokes are about Twitter and online dating, and so
Nice.
they died. So I go up and I'm trying to do the show, and I'm getting nothing, and I finally get a couple of people to show up. So I get one of the people from the audience to come up, and then the 2 comics came up to volunteer. And at one point, so I used to have this kind of a system with my DJ. We'd cue each other. He would, like, if he saw somebody he thought was a really good candidate, he would give me a signal, and he's giving me the signal for one of the people, the woman from the audience, and I'm thinking I must be misunderstanding. I'm like, she is not a good subject. He's nuts, and he's giving me the signal like, oh no, go ahead. I'm like, all right, so. I do this was 10 years ago. It was, she was a little bit older. I said, hey, when you hear this music, and he plays some Madonna music, you are Madonna. You dance, sing, dance, and all this stuff. When you hear this music comes on, blah, blah, blah. The second time I said it, she looked up at me and she said, you better pick somebody else.
Nice.
Yeah. So none of them got hypnotized. It turns out that one of my comic friends said they couldn't hear me. There was no stage monitor, so they said they couldn't hear me. I don't know. I think it was just a shit night.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that was I got that one out of the way. I haven't had one like that since, but that was a really awful experience. Yeah.
It's like you said, you can look back at it and you can go, that was the reason why, and that was this and that was that. And it's one of those things. Touch wood in like nearly 20 years. I think it's happened to me twice. And oh boy, when it happens, it's just like, oh, give me any other job in the world than being on that stage at that moment. But when you get through it, I'm at the point now where I don't have to, but I'm fairly confident that I can still pull off a good 30 minutes of entertainment if nobody volunteers or nobody goes under. And I've got enough tricks in my bag, I think, to pull it off. Because you realize that even if it goes terribly wrong, nobody dies.
Right.
You know, metaphorically we die on stage, but nobody dies.
Right.
As long as we've been paid or we get paid, that's all that matters. So
yeah, and I always mention I started mentioning in the front. It's just a couple of years ago, actually from William Mitchell. Actually, he talked about, hey, if nobody volunteers, I've already got my check, so it doesn't matter to me. I go home early.
Yeah.
And then I say that too. Hey, if nobody gets hypnotized again, already got paid, I go home. So everybody's a winner.
Yeah.
So you just go back to, hey.
Yeah. Without volunteers, this is going to be the shortest show you've ever seen in your entire life. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly. Manage your expectations. But if you are new to stage hypnosis and you're watching this, that's very few and far between that those situations happen. Yeah. But when it does, wear it with like a badge of honor.
That's right. And I'll tell you too. So I've actually seen it. I don't think he'd mind if I said this, but I've seen like a really big entertainer, very famous. I mean, he's most people would know him. He had a show at a fair, and he's a great performer, but nobody got hypnotized. And he just said, hey, like I said in the beginning, if nobody gets hypnotized, we don't have a show. So I'll come back for the next one. Yeah.
Sometimes the planets align and you have an absolutely brilliant show. Everything you do is just gold. And sometimes every now and then the planets align the other way. And, you know, you got to take the good with the bad. So, yeah.
Right.
Cool. Pro tip, touched on it a little bit earlier, and great for stuff like I said. We've all got these. Yeah. Use them. You know, use them. Create clips. It doesn't have to be a brilliant show. It doesn't have to be a full show. 30 seconds, 1 minute clips. They are absolute gold. If you've got a 30-second clip for something, especially as part of your show, and you put that on Instagram Reels or TikTok, what happens is by the time the end of that clip has happened, it's restarted again, and the algorithm thinks that people are watching it. So you get in. I put up a clip from a seminar I did on Monday. Most of that clip is getting about 250% watch. So that's people are watching it a couple of times to try and figure out, oh, it's started again. So because of that, it shows it to more people. If you go into a venue and like you said, it looks beautiful, a great opportunity to just get your phone out and go, hi guys, I'm just at this place here, and talk about where you are. That is going to get you more gigs because the venue is going to see that you're tagged at that. All the stuff I put up, I always try and tag a location on there as well. But literally, it's your marketing tool. It goes everywhere with you. If somebody says something funny in your show, take it out of your pocket, record that for a few seconds, and you don't have to edit it. You don't have to spend any time on it. Just bash that content out. The more content you put out there, the more chance is that somebody is going to see it and book you for it. And like I say, you know, it's one of the most powerful tools we have is an iPhone. We keep it in our pockets. We should be using it more and more to kind of get that stuff. We can literally take it, post it, and be getting views before the show's even finished. You can even be going live during your show and creating content.
Yeah.
Content is the thing that is going to get you more bookings. It helps you sell tickets because if people are seeing funny clips that you're doing, people are watching, you know, Jim Kellner hypnotizing someone in that situation there. The next time someone is in that town and they see Jim Kellner, they're going to go and go, oh, that's the guy that I've seen on TikTok, on Instagram doing that stuff. So we got to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, pro tip.
Got to make videos.
Make more videos. Or don't. Me and Jim will do it.
Happy to.
Yeah.
Happy to do it. I'll take the clients.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, that's my pro tip of this week.
It's a great pro tip. Excellent.
Cool. That is it for us this week, I believe. Let me just check my. Oh,
hey everybody, stay tuned. We're hopefully this week we will have the link up to actually register for the Performing Hypnosis conference. It's coming up.
Yes.
Soon.
And that is just a quick link there to the Hypno Caf magazine where Jim Kellner is the cover model.
Well, I think my co-host here is the cover model as well.
There you go.
Good for us.
So if anyone's watching from
people.
Like Sports Illustrated or anything like that and need two male models for the next cover, you know, we are experienced now.
Yeah, we're cover models.
We are cover models.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's going in my bio.
That's
awesome.
Exactly.
I'm getting a t-shirt.
Yeah, Dan's doing a lot of stuff. Check out his podcast and his magazine. Go get the magazine.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Great example of, again, creating content, creating a magazine, helping raise the community. He's got a podcast helping raising the community. Puts on a great conference helping raising the community. He's giving value. That's what it's about. On a separate note, it's been great this past week to see cruises seem to be coming back in. I've seen Brenda Kay's on a cruise. I spoke to Nadine Manuel. She's going on a cruise soon as well. So it's good to start seeing that coming back in droves. So yeah, that's cool.
Excellent.
All is good. Guys, we'll see you same time next week. If you have any interesting news stories about hypnosis, if you've got a training, a seminar, a workshop, a conference, or just some positive news about you in the hypnosis world, then let us know. Or send us a picture of your cat or dog. We don't mind. It's all good content.
I like it.
Yeah. Cool. Guys, take care.
Take care, everybody.